huge welcome to Shelley Benoit. Give it up for Jennifer. Doesn't she look beautiful today? I have known her for a very long time. We made out once in the 80s. And those boobs are totally fake. But no one really cares, right? So I'm Shelley, and I've been a stay-at-home mom now for 21 years. Thank you. We've just carted off our last kid to college not too long ago, but I don't really know why we bother sending these kids to college when they already know everything. But my husband and I look at college like just a trick to get them out of the house, and so far, it's working. But I liked being a mom. Motherhood was good to me. You know, motherhood made me a better alcoholic, if I'm completely honest. And speaking of alcoholics, when I was pregnant, you know, back then, I don't know if they argue about this now, but back then there was always a big debate over whether or not you should have drugs during delivery. And I was always like, give me the drugs, but people would say, oh, but I want to have natural childbirth. To me, that's like saying, I'm having a root canal, but I'd like to try this naturally, so hold off on the drugs for a little while. You know, and then they teach you those Lamaze breathing techniques, you know, and you're breathing, and it's supposed to minimize your pain and make your childbirth experience a pleasant one. Imagine my disappointment when I realized that Dr. Lamaze was a man. And I'm sorry, I'm not taking any childbirth pain advice from anyone with a penis, okay? It's like, look, pal, until you start pumping out 8-pound cantaloupes out of any orifice in your body without the use of medication, I suggest you sit down, shut up, and give me the goddamn shot. And then people say, well, you don't want to take the drugs because the drugs might get into the baby system. Well, I just think that's really selfish, if you ask me. I mean, basically what you're saying is you'll only take the drugs if you can have them all to yourself. I mean, that's not good drug etiquette where I come from. Like, you should be sharing your drugs with your children. And I think birth is a good time to start, you know? Personally, I think the only time a woman should do any heavy breathing to bring a child into this world is at conception. It's a little time-release joke. We'll see if some of you get it up front, some of you a little later. Some of you will get home and laugh your asses off. And those of you who don't get it, you stick with that Match.com. Things are going to happen for you. So, you know, motherhood was good. You know, but it was hard. You know, we got a lot of moms, grandmas in the audience. I mean, raising good children is very difficult. It's a lot of hard work. And I remember when my kids were little, I mean, I felt completely disengaged from the rest of the world. Remember the Monica Lewinsky thing? We all remember that. I missed that entire thing. I mean, bottom line is I had 2 kids and 1 television. So unless Big Bird was banging Barney, I wasn't going to hear about it. That's just a fact. Was that over the line, Tony? I guess it's too late now, right? No, but motherhood was good. And I miss my little boys, I will say. I have boys too. We used to play these little word games like, who do you love? They'd say, Mommy. Who's your favorite? Mommy. Well, what are you going to tell the judge when he asks you who you want to live with after the divorce? Daddy. Good boys. But then I realized the things you say to your big kids are really not that different from what you say to your little kids. I mean, when they're little, you say, look both ways, put on sunscreen, and don't talk to strangers. When they're big, you say, look out for crazy bitches, put on a condom, and don't get converted to radical Islam. So here I am in the empty nest with my husband. Did I mention my husband's retired? He's home all the time. All the time. I feel like I got a little gypped with the empty nest thing. You know, I didn't really get an empty nest. I got a nest that's just irritating and new in different ways. Like, I didn't realize what a snacker he is. You know, like he's pantry constantly eating nuts and chips and granola bars, crunch, 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 constantly chewing and crunching all the time. It's like living with a cow with a Doritos addiction. And then he leans over my shoulder when I'm at the computer while crunching, going, "What are you doing? What's that on Facebook? Hey, how do you get pictures on Facebook anyway? I don't know how to do that. Who are you emailing?" Crunch, 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 crunch. It's like I'm emailing your boss, begging him to take you back. I feel like I've traded one set of expectations for another. You know, like my kids expected me to make them breakfast. Now my husband expects me to make him breakfast and have sex. My kids expected me to do their laundry. And now my husband expects me to do his laundry and then have sex. In fact, my husband expects me to have sex and then have sex. It's the same crap I've been doing for 25 years and now it's foreplay? Like, seriously? Oh, so anyway, yeah, the empty nest has been very, very interesting. So I turned 50 not too long ago. I know, shocking. Oh, 50. You know, I guess we're all in the same conveyor belt of life, right? Some of us are ahead, some of us behind. I guess we're happy we're just not falling off in the middle somewhere, right? So we'll just keep swimming. So anyway, yeah, I turned 50, but it's weird, you know, because I look in the mirror and I feel like this crypt keeper person is looking back at me. You know, you walk by a window, it's like, oh, that's me, God. We went to an 80s party recently. And I got all dressed up like Madonna, had my little skirt, and my Converse sneakers, and I did my hair and makeup all like 80s. And then I looked in the full-length mirror. And you know it's bad when you look less like Madonna and more like Keith Richards in drag. My friend says, "Welcome to the invisible age," meaning women of a certain age become invisible when you're, have you experienced this? Yes, it's true. This is a true thing. A group of friends of mine went to, we all went to Vegas, and we're at a piano bar doing shots. You know, we all look pretty. I was with a bunch of hot mamas, right? We're hot in Vegas. So we're getting our money together. I got it all together. We wrote our request down. I walked it up to the piano where the two guys are playing the little, you know, the little cup. And I kind of look at them. They're both, you know, put it in the cup. They don't even see me. They don't look up. They don't see me. I'm kind of like, okay, we good? I guess we're good. So I walk back to the table. My friend was like, "Oh my God, they didn't even see you." I go, "I know. I think I'm invisible." And she goes, "I think I'm invisible too. You try it." So she goes up, same exact thing. And then this little cute 20-something in her cute little dress and her huge shoes comes up. She puts $2 in the cup and, "Hi, oh, you want us to play? Shake it off? Sure, no problem." They saw her. So at one point, he finally pulls out one of our requests. He looks at the table of 20-somethings and he goes, "Did you guys request me so horny?" He's got a group of 8 40-year-olds drinking tequila shots and he thinks the 20-year-olds are horny? I think a woman over 40 could knock off a bank in Vegas and she wouldn't even show up on the monitor. All they would see is like this vapor trail of her hot flash as it goes across the thing. And in my fantasy of that, the vapor trail slowly forms into this. That's what I think. Yeah, it's tough getting older. It's tough being invisible. But I will say, there is some security in knowing that people are not watching you. I mean, I can adjust my boob. I can scratch my butt. I can pick my nose. I can eat ding-dongs. I love that joke. No one ever gets that joke. I love that joke. And I will continue to tell the ding-dong joke because I think it's funny, and this is not about you. This is about me. So yeah, there's a lot of security in being completely invisible, but you know, I'm trying to stay ahead of the 8 ball, you know, so I took up yoga. Any yoga people? A couple yoga people. Okay, you know them. Yoga is great. I believe in yoga. But it's an oddly humbling and intimate experience. You're in a warm room with a lot of people, all in skin-tight yoga pants, many of whom should never be in skin-tight yoga pants. And you're forced to be, are you telling me my time is up?
No, just wanted to tell you, I'm just pretty.
Oh.
I'm just making it look good.
Okay, I'm almost done if my time is up. Isn't she gorgeous?
Yeah.
Oh, Woo! She's so gorgeous.
I'm invisible.
Where was I? Oh, yoga. Okay, yeah. So I'm in yoga, right? So we're in this room and everyone's in their skin-tight yoga pants. You know, you try not to look, but people are bending over, they've got their legs spread, we're all over the place. And you know, you can't help but see everything. I mean, every nook and fanny. I'm not saying what part of the camel, but it's not the hump. I mean, and then after a while, you start seeing things you recognize. You're like, wow, that looks like the Grand Canyon. Hey, look, that one's Mount Rushmore. I think I see Jesus. Oh, no, that's Willie Nelson. Yeah, Willie Nelson for sure. And you know, I know people are looking at me too. I'm not saying I'm the Grand Canyon or anything. I mean, maybe more like Carlsbad Caverns. We'll go with that. But you know, my body's changed. I'm 50. I've had a couple kids. I mean, I think the things that I want to be looser are now tighter, and the things I wish were tighter are now looser. I mean, you can ask my husband. He says that having sex with me now, it's like throwing a broomstick down a hallway. Love that joke too. Just let that sink in a little. It's true. After kids and a little age, Jennifer knows. You got saggy boobs, stretch marks, hemorrhoids, guts getting bigger. Jennifer's going, yep, I got all those. She was telling me earlier she's got the bladder control problem too, and that happens, you know, it happens. So that's a real pisser from what I understand. Sure, it's coming for me too. But anyway, so I'm doing yoga. I'm in this room, we're like spread-legged, head to the ground, butts up in the air, and the teacher comes back and like, you know, they adjust me. So they like move my legs a little bit, and I'm not really sure what happened. But it was like this weird air displacement turbine. Let's just say I'm quite the squeaky toy. Oh, scared the crap out of the cat. He took off running. Blew out the incense candle, and the fire extinguisher sprinklers came on. It's like, I guess I gotta find a new yoga class. Anyway, that's my time tonight. Thank you very much.